The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what I will be here, waiting for.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. Seriously? You're just going to... Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now, and here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of Wait, you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a You're here to slay her.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep... I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. He might have walled off if by ruining... The world really did end last time. The world hasn't ended. I can assure you, if he doesn't remember... I don't know. He might have walled off everything but the... A warning before you go any further. She will lie. If we're stuck going... Ignore him. He's just being... Let's keep... The cabin interior is the only furniture... The blade. If he wants us to take it, I've already told you what. You can't just listen to me. And if you're going to slay her, You cannot... Nothing. Because you're going to pull your... Just ignore the stressful geometry. How? Even if we... I'm not going to stop. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for... What you're seeing here is obviously... Okay. Good. Now... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing nothing here seems to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her voice. A disquieting collage of tone.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a... I don't want to do this. Let's just turn. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success. There'll still be plenty of ways. You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions. You concentrate on where you are, and so you take one care, but no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself. Physical sensations dull and then vanish. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliar.
Can I help you?
What the hell was that? What happened to... I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but... Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the... And, why are we here again? You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not...
And yet here you are. How strange. Do you remember anything at all? Do you know why?
The shadows recede, revealing the prince. She's so... blank. Isn't that fun? A new puzzle for us to take. If she's keeping her cards close to her chest, it's because she wants to deceive you.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. But where there... We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. You said you'd been here before, right? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to... It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have. Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weasel... Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make...
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm... There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago. I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now. How would we even do that? Where would we... We'd always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll... Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? Can't even follow what's going on. We need to get out of here. This whole... Wait, that's not right. Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable... But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have... Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the princess, falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. How surprisingly, I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and... Is that a mirror? Why is it here? I think you know what I am. The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far. Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me. Of course, that is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers, but you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore. I do. People out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable. Then ask them, and make it quick. I won't last for long now that you can see me. You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death. If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. And for all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her and rid the world of death and suffering. No. In life I was painfully mortal, a witness to the end of days. I held the fear of death in my heart and saw oblivion threaten the very memory of everything I knew and everyone I loved. I needed to do something. So I made you, and I made her, and I made this place. So I am. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly. Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind. Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation? Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens. Just as if we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have. Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of being. Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. I love you. It's magnificent. Everything. Just like it always has been.